Usually, when we want to see far behind parked vehicles, we advance right away until we're near the point at which we can see. But in some situations, it's better to wait a bit behind the point where we would normally advance in order to see better. For example, in this case, if I advance at the level of the parked cars, I won't see anything anymore to the left. By staying a bit behind, I can see the oncoming vehicles better. If the vehicles are higher, I can see their tops. If they're lower, I can see them better between the parked vehicles, and I can also see them from further away, especially very large vehicles like buses or trucks. Now, when I see no more vehicles coming, I advance, but I'll still have to check again before engaging into the street. But at least now I know that the traffic is lighter. Same here. If I advance too much, my view will be blocked by this dumpster. So I wait behind where I'm in a higher position, and when I see that I can go, I go. This won't work in all situations though. It works mostly in situations where we're in a more elevated position than the other vehicles, or if we're at the same level and there are big gaps between the parked vehicles. Otherwise, we'll need to advance at the position where we can see a bit already and advance very slowly. When turning next to a wall or any other obstacle that prevents us from seeing to the side where we're going, we should get as close as possible to the opposite side before turning and also point the front of the vehicle a bit to that side. In this case, I'm turning left, so if I just keep going straight normally, this is what I'll see to my left, up to the mirror of that car over there. Now, if I move as much to the right as possible, I can see further away. You can see that there's not a lot of distance between these two positions, but that little distance plus the angle at which I position the vehicle before turning make a big difference on how much further I can see to the left. There are two main advantages of doing this. First, I'll have a better angle of view to the left since I'm further away from the wall, so I'll be able to see someone better if they're approaching. And second, since I'm leaving more distance between me and that other person, both of us will see each other earlier and we'll have more room to react and avoid hitting each other. The closer we are to the wall or any other obstacle, the more it's blocking our view of what's behind it. The further we get away from it, the more we can see. Now, whenever we want to turn right and there's something blocking our view to the left, we should advance while already turning the steering wheel a bit to the right instead of going straight. That way, our angle of vision to the left will be better. However, I have an even better option in this situation. Remember this container? I noticed that now there are no cars parked in that stretch in the first lane, so I can use that space to my advantage. I turn into it just like if I was parking. By doing this, the container is acting like a shield, protecting me in the lane. And now that I'm in this position, I can see better what's coming in my left mirror, and I'll have more time to do my verifications. It's a bit less stressful, so a good tip for the exam. Again, I'll still need to check when exiting next to that container, because there could be a car coming from the left that wants to park in this spot and would do this move. But the odds of a car parking here are lower than the odds of it going straight, so it's still a safer option than going straight into the second lane. At a two-way stop, meaning we have a stop but the vehicles coming in the perpendicular axis don't have one, we need to advance enough slowly until we see well to both sides. However, in situations where you see well to both sides already, don't advance more than needed. Like here, I can see far enough to both sides, so I stay here behind the sidewalk until I can go, so I don't block pedestrians. A lot of people will advance until blocking the sidewalk and sometimes even a bit of the street. There's no need for that in cases like this one. And in situations where we do need to advance to see better, we should try not to block the lane more than necessary. We can also look through the windows and windshields of parked vehicles to get a better idea of what's coming before advancing. I'm in this intersection and I want to turn left, and on the other side of the intersection there's a downhill. So I need to make sure that I see what's on the other side of that hill before I turn. There could be a vehicle going straight. In hills, you don't see what's on the other side. It's like if the vehicles were hidden by a wall. That's the reason why it's forbidden to overtake on a hill. I'll discuss that in more detail in a future video on overtaking. In the next video, getting the big picture, using reflections, and how your background may help in driving. So stay tuned and see you soon.